feelings. It's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed in. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I've been with you, when you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Radical Truth to Power, the progressive news show with Leslie S3. I am your host, Marlon Climate, along with Tracy Carson. And today's show,
Oh, what's the other one?
on today's show, we're going to go ahead and take a relax and we're going to look at some more Reddit stories. We'll probably get more ramped up next week, going back to our normal segue of Saturday taking it, lightly, but Sunday getting into more political and social issues that's going on. It's the Memorial Day weekend. I don't want this heavy stuff on my mind the whole weekend when, it'd be a while before I get another day off. Nope, I get another Juneteenth. Yeah, so whatever. But so we're gonna watch a couple of them, and trust me, again, if you read the synopsis at the bottom of the title, again, even though it's relaxing, we will find a way to make it social or political. So you're gonna get what you want regardless. That's just how we are. How's everything going, Tracy?
I had a good day. I had ribs, mashed potatoes, salad. I had a really good day.
Yeah, I did a whole bunch of cookout. So we got chicken, hot dogs, hamburgers, potato salad, coleslaw, baked beans, strawberry pie,
Back up.
key lime pie. I'm missing something. Sausage dogs. Yeah, there you go.
Did the auntie with the auntie arms make the potato salad?
No, that'll be Foxy.
Oh, well, see, I can't. Gotta be the auntie with the flabby arms. Gotta be.
Let's see. Hello, Parker.
Hey, Parker.
Did you ever get to see the end of that wrestling show from last night? And also, my brother-in-law is a basketball fan, so he did show me the final seconds of last night's game. And yeah, even if you're not a fan of basketball, it really was a really good ending to a basketball game. Like, I've never seen somebody tip a ball in with 0.1 seconds on the clock to win the game.
Like, the series or the game?
That is, what did he say? That's the conference championship, I think he was saying. But it was one of those games, Tracy, where they kept going back and forth. Like, nobody literally could get the lead. Even when somebody was up by 5, then only a few seconds later, they'll be down by 5. They just kept going back and forth. In the last second, they threw a Hail Mary. The ball fell. The guy tipped it in, but the buzzer went off at the same time. So they was not going to count it. It was like, nope, not count, blah, blah, blah. So they did a replay, and you literally can see that the ball left his hand with 0.1 second on the clock. And they won the game. So I'm like, okay, I'm not a basketball fan, and even I'm looking at that like, wow. That is so cool. So now, granted, I still don't care. I'm not going to watch the rest of the series unless something spectacular like that happens. So there you go. I saw the ending of the Night of Champions show you was talking about, Marlon. Yeah, that was unexpected. Yeah, it really was. It was the East final game 6. And
game 6?
Yeah.
I mean, there's more of this mess to come.
Yep. It's up to game 7, which will be playing tomorrow night. Yeah, they play best out of 7. Anyway, without further ado, let's get this party started. Now, we are very good at calling racism and bigotry and homophobic and xenophobic when we see it. We have no problem calling it. You know, Dia says it. I don't care if you're racist. Just be honest with yourself that you're racist. And that's where we always fall into trouble. When you're racist, but when you know the person is racist, but they really feel like they're not racist. So here's another example. Of what I just said. And at the end, you're going to see that not only is there one issue, but 2 issues.
I'm a 32-year-old female who's black, and I'm married to my husband, a 34-year-old male who's white. We've been married for 6 years. My mother-in-law, Lisa, has always made sly comments about me that I've tried to ignore over the years. At one point, she called my hair nappy and suggested that I relax it, which I shut down immediately. At one point, she made a comment about an Asian cashier's eyes and justified it by saying, "My daughter-in-law is black. How can I be racist?" When I was pregnant, she kept mentioning how she wanted our daughter to have my husband's blue eyes. When my daughter was born, she had brown eyes, and Lisa didn't even try to hide her disappointment. Later, my son was born with hazel eyes and his hair was also lighter than his sister's, and Lisa made a sly comment saying, "You can't have the best of everything," insinuating that my daughter was blessed to have lighter skin and looser hair, and my son was blessed to have pretty eyes. I've brought up my concerns with my husband, and he just brushed it off and told me that she's a product of her time. A week ago, my husband and I were holding a party to celebrate our 6-year anniversary, and naturally, Lisa was invited. Lisa asked if she could invite her friends, and I agreed. After all, it would have been a bit boring for a 56-year-old woman to engage in conversation with a bunch of 30-somethings. Anyways, when her friend showed up, she introduced me as her black daughter-in-law, which made me uncomfortable. So I pulled her aside and told her that I didn't want to be addressed as such, and she shrugged me off and said, "You're my daughter-in-law and you're black. You people are so insensitive." In that moment, all the pent-up anger I had towards her came flowing out. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I do remember calling her a racist B-word. She walked away from me, went to my kitchen, and started to cry. Naturally, everyone went to see what all the commotion was about. She told them that I was an evil woman who was trying to ruin her relationship with my son and grandchildren, and that she called me a racist B-word. Everyone at the party became very hostile towards me and told me that I went too far. That night, my husband and I got into a huge fight, and he told me that I had to apologize to his mother. When I told him that I would never apologize to her unless I received an apology from her first, he lashed out at me and said that he went to stay at his mom's house. Am I the butthole?
No, but he is. You people? You people. Oh, goodness, I just went to no.
So let's break all these little categories down. Yeah, you people. Yeah, nappy head, and you need to relax it. Yeah, this is my black daughter-in-law, as if nobody can see that she's black, so you really ain't got to give her the title of the black daughter-in-law compared to the white daughter-in-law if you have a white daughter-in-law. All the way to you people are sensitive. That's code for don't get mad. You always angry. You
Yep.
take everything so serious when you say something stupid. Now that was one issue. Here comes the second issue. Hey, hubby, either you a mama's boy or you an underlying racist yourself. One of the two. I'm inclined to think you're. I don't think you're racist. I do think you are a mother, mama's boy. That mama can do no wrong. And it's real simple too to figure this out. What was the first thing that woman did after being called a racist B word?
She cried.
Here comes the white tears.
Yep, Karen went all crazy.
And the first thing out of her mouth, which didn't make any sense, but it doesn't matter because she's controlling the narrative. And the narrative is, which again, don't make no sense. She's an evil woman and she's trying to get between me and my son. How? You're the racist. How is that getting between you and your son and your grandchildren? Which, by the way, let's be totally honest with you, your grandchild.
No, she had 2 children.
Oh, I know she had 2 children, but I'm talking about the grandma only really cares about one.
Oh, the one that looks closer to white.
Yeah, she really don't care about one. So your grandchild, you don't want to miss out on your grandchild. Your daughter, you can't win them all. So that's what they do. You get called out. They come to white tears. Everything is always their fault. They're being hostile towards me. Come save me. And unfortunately, lady, OP, you married the one that's going to save her. You, sorry. But he showed his true colors. Tracy?
He is a trifling, low down, dirty. Oh, I can't say what I want to say. He is the. Not only is he a mama's boy, I think he's low key racist. Because why would you stand there? He knows that she's made these comments before. He's probably heard her make these comments. He's never said, hey, until you stop making these comments about my own children or my own child, you can't come around. So yeah, I think he's low-key racist. And you can be racist in an interracial relationship. It happens. Trust me. Happens a lot. This lady, oh my goodness. Yeah, the daughter-in-law is not the a-hole. She should not, I mean, I wouldn't have called her the B word, but she should not have to apologize. And for him to ask her that, dude, just get your Klansman outfit ready and just get on the front porch and burn crosses. Because you are lower than low. When you're married, you're supposed to leave your parents and cleave to your spouse. You gonna go back to your mama's house? You could stay at your mama's house, as far as I'm concerned. You could stay. Don't come back. Don't come back, because I'm changing all the locks. I'm changing them.
That was Tracy.
Yep, he wants to be petty and stupid. Oh, I can take petty to a whole nother level.
And Parker, way to pull out something old. This mother-in-law related to Don Imus. Good gracious. I ain't thought about that dude in years. But yeah, Don Imus, in case anybody don't know, was a radio personality who got kicked off of radio. Which is funny because Don Imus will do fantastic now.
Wouldn't he fit right in?
Hmm?
He fit right in on Fox.
Yeah, he would fit right in with them. But anyway, he was making comments. It was a black female basketball team. I can't remember what the team is, but it wound up the last part of the sentence was describing as nappy-headed hoes.
Yep.
So he got booted. But now that I think about it, come on back. Wait a minute, is he even alive? He may not even be alive. Nope, sure not. 2019. Died in 2019. Okay. Well, you did fantastic in this environment right now.
Yeah, with Fao, yeah, he'd have been gainfully employed.
You'd have fell into the category of, you can't take a joke. You so sensitive. Of course, the mother-in-law thinks she's allowed to make whatever comment she wants, but the very second the woman fights back, apparently all hell breaks loose. Right.
She can't fight against me. She's supposed to know her place. She
You're
talks
supposed
when
to
I
know
tell
your
her to
place.
talk.
You're supposed to know your place. Some people think they have the right to determine whether or not someone else is allowed to be offended by the comments they make in a lot of situations, which always winds up getting it into a bigger fight. You are not allowed to dictate what I should and should not be offended by. That's not how this works. If I'm offended by something that you said, I'm offended by something that you said.
Right.
Now, which is kind of funny because I got a story where it falls into the category of what I just said, and then it really doesn't. But oh yeah, 2019. Yeah, it was. I just looked it up. It was 2019. So yeah. Alrighty. So let's move on to the next one.
Oh, wait a minute, there's not more?
No, that's it.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm about to say, how's she gonna say an Asian slur? My daughter-in-law is black. Like that could
What has that nothing to do with the other one?
Wait a minute.
I mean, literally, you could not be racist. Apparently, people have this tendency to think bigotry is you're bigoted towards everybody. No, you can be cool with black people and just hate Asians. Or you can be cool with black people and hate Latinos. You know, you have that ability. Now, 9 out of 10, let's call it the way it is. If you hate one minority, you sort of hate them all. But still, there's some people who just do not like a certain race.
I'm still ticked off at this father letting his mother make comments about his biracial children.
He's a mama's boy.
There's mama's boy, but dang, your children, Like these are your descendants, and you gonna just let her say that? Come on, man.
Yeah.
No.
Because he, whether he believes it or not, this is what falls into the category of the mama's boy. If he does believe his mama, oh, she's just a product of her time, of her times.
And
So just let it go. They ain't that big of a deal. In other words, she's trying to tell his wife she can't help herself. That's how she is. She
well,
can't help herself.
if she needs to do it, well, no, that don't work because it's not the same when black people insult white people. It's not the same.
No, because there comes the white tears. All right, let's go on to the next story. Um, if you're going to propose, I'm not going to laugh because this is kind of a tragic story, but this is a proposal gone wrong.
I'm trembling right now. A week ago, my boyfriend told me that he had a camping trip planned with his friends on Friday, which is today. He said that he would have no cell phone service and he'd see me on Sunday. He messaged me at 5 a.m. this morning and told me they're hitting the road. Around 8 a.m., I went for a run like I usually do on Fridays. I had one earbud in because I was on a work call. While I was running, I noticed an SUV that kept popping up. In hindsight, it looked just like the car of my boyfriend's childhood friend. I sent a message to my sister saying to stand by, and I shared my location. Right after sending the message, I looked up, and the SUV was right beside me, and someone jumped out and grabbed me. It happened so fast, I even dropped my phone on the pavement. I was pulled into this car, and I could tell there was at least 2 masked guys in the back before they covered my eyes. They had cartoonish ski masks and black gloves on. I freaked out and resisted like crazy, screaming and kicking. All I could hear was these guys laughing, and I could feel one of them holding me down by my arms behind me, and the other was holding my legs down at the knees. I don't know how long I was in there, but I kept begging them to let me go and crying. I even admit that I peed on myself, but I don't think they noticed until we arrived at the house. They pulled me out of the car, and I was screaming for help until I was pulled into a house. When the mask on my head was removed, I was on my knees in front of my boyfriend of 2 years. He was staring at me with this confused look before he started to angrily ask his friends what was going on. As I started to adjust to what was going on, I realized my boyfriend was dressed nice and there was romantic decorations around the entryway to his house. I realized who he was and what was going on and collapsed into sobs. I probably had a 5-minute panic attack in that car on my way here and another one sitting in the entryway to his house. I was sweating, wearing pee-covered yoga pants, flushed with fear, and scared for my life. All of this happened about 2 hours ago. My boyfriend took me upstairs and was going to help me get me showered and changed, but I wanted to do it alone. I heard yelling and commotion downstairs while I showered, but I didn't know what was going on. After that, I was sitting in my boyfriend's room holding my shattered phone after crying to my sister about what happened. She lives 1.5 hours away, but is speeding over to get me now. I can't stop thinking about what happened, and even though I know now that I was never in any danger, I don't think my brain can comprehend it. They were snickering and teasing me in deepened voices about what they were going to do to me. The one that was holding my legs down kept caressing my thighs up and down into the inner thigh area. When the car would brake, his face kept falling into my chest. I don't even know who that was. I just know that one of them sounded unsure and kept trying to defuse the situation, but I think it was the driver.
What is wrong with people? What in the... Was he planning on proposing to... What? What did the 2 friends think? Gee, let's kidnap her. What?
The whole concept was the kidnapping was part of the proposal. They were supposed to kidnap her. They all scared that you were supposed to take her over to the house and he was supposed to be there all dressed up to propose to her. Apparently, he picked the wrong people to do the kidnapping thing, because they took the kidnapping seriously.
What is wrong with people?
So, yeah. Of course, without further ado, oh yeah. So let's just go ahead and get to the bottom of all of this.
My sister arrived. She wants to take me to the police station now. I haven't spoken to my boyfriend yet, but I think there's more to this story than he knew about. I'll have to log off for a while. Then OP posted another update. I'm working with the police now. This is going to be investigated as a false imprisonment if I press charges. My sense of time was so warped. From where I was picked up to his house, I was only in the car for like 7 to 10 minutes. But it felt like way longer than that. As for the friends, the driver was his childhood best friend who I actually got along with well. He was in tears when he voluntarily arrived at the police station for a statement. The other two guys were friends from his athletics class that he started attending a few months ago. It seems like the two guys I didn't know wanted to do something that was otherwise supposed to be something more innocent. The original plan was for them to pop out of this car in their funny kidnapping attire and hand me a letter that explained I was being summoned by my boyfriend and resistance is futile. It seems like the plan changed when the two new friends wanted to shake me up a bit more and make it feel more real. And then OP posted another update. I've had time to calm down after some long talks with my sister. We're gonna meet up with my possibly ex-boyfriend for dinner tonight. He's been respectful of my request for space, but has been emotional whenever he thinks about what I went through this morning. His best friend contacted me repeatedly, apologizing for allowing it to get that far. But I asked for him to stop, and he did. That guy's fiance has reached out and has been supportive and apologetic too. I'm astounded by the support that I've received here, and I wish that I could thank each of you individually. I've never had anyone other than my sister and boyfriend care for my mental well-being like this. Reddit is a very kind place sometimes.
What's wrong with people?
Okay, so let's break this down. Here's how I feel this happened.
She should break up with this trifling fool so fast.
Okay, let me break it down a little faster then. Before you do all this and go on your rant. And what I'm going to say is going to be the ending of what I got to say. I'm just going to go ahead and give you a spoiler. Not going to change anything. What happened was that, like they said, it was supposed to be a cutesy little kidnapping. She was supposed to even already know what it was about. The two guys that he was known at the gym, boyfriend, this is on you. You didn't know them long enough to ask them to do this. So they got it in their head to make it a more realistic kidnapping. Though what you did was assault.
Sure was.
Plain and simple. It was assault. Darn near on verge of sexual assault. The friend, the best friend, I believe him. However, having said that, I think you should have stopped the van and told them to get the hell out. You didn't. You just went along with the plan. Now, I can say that going hindsight is 2020, but let's face it, at this point in time, it's 2-on-2. But this woman is scared, so now it may be 1.5-on-2, and we don't know how that situation would occur with you telling two guys from a jail, get out the van. Could have been a lot more trouble. So honestly, I don't think the driver, the best friend, had any idea what was happening, and they did not think it was going to go this far, and that's why he's apologetic. He turned himself in, and I have nothing to do with how far it went and everything else. Now, I already told you what the spoiler was. It's not going to change anything. They're going to break up. because of the boyfriend mistake. The friendship is done with between the boyfriend or the ex-boyfriend probably and his best friend. And this woman's just going to live with being traumatized for a while. Nothing's going to change what I just said. Even if on the boyfriend side and the friend side, they had a good plan and it went awry because you picked the wrong people to help you with this seemingly good plan. So there you go, Tracy, before you even get to, I hope you broke up with him. And yeah, it probably will be a breakup.
Is he serious? When he thought about this proposal, he could have set it up as a scavenger hunt. He could have just did the simple, take her to dinner, get on one knee and propose. But no, this idiot says, no, let me get two men that I barely know, that I met just less than a year ago, and I'll have them kidnap my girlfriend. Oh, I can't see anything going wrong with this. And then let me get my best friend to drive the van. Are you serious? You had no sense to think, gee, this works. This is, I don't
go wrong.
What could possibly go wrong? I mean, sure, he doesn't know who these men are really. He sat down and thought this through, sir. Sir, you are stupid. You deserve to be by yourself. She should break up with you yesterday. She should press charges against you, but she probably can't. You're the one that came up with this stupid proposal in the first place. If you had never thought about it, there wouldn't have been a kidnapping that went too far. It's your fault. Take your loss, take your L, let her move on with her life, let her get a real man that knows how to propose, and go away. Go away. Don't come back. Apologize. Keep it moving.
I don't have anything to add to it, dude. You effed up really badly on this one.
Yeah, let me just kidnap. Oh, well, she didn't marry me. I wonder what happened.
Alrighty, let's move on. Listen, everybody, we got a tremendous amount of people watching, but nobody's commenting. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that like button. But again, this is an open space. You can say, with respect, of course. You can say what you want to say, and we'll have a nice little debate or most of the time agreement on it. So don't be shy. Even if you're new here, don't be shy. Just speak up, because I do know that there's more than Parker here watching this show. So let's move on to the next story.
Hopefully this one isn't as bad as this one. Oh my
God. It isn't as bad as this one. But remember when I said you don't have the right to be offended, or you don't have the right to tell somebody they shouldn't be offended by what you do. They're offended, they're offended. There is a small caveat to that statement. And I'll tell you the caveat after the story.
The post is from French Bread. A good friend of mine broke up with her boyfriend of 6 years after she discovered that he was cheating. She's recently decided to get back into dating, but she wanted the first date to be a double date for her own comfort. Her date was completely on board with this, and those two invited me and my husband. We met at the restaurant. My husband and I arrived first, and my friend showed up soon after. Before her date arrived, my husband made a comment to her. "That dress looks so elegant on you. The color's unique." Now, here's the thing about my husband and his family. They give compliments. It's never sexual or over the top, but they'll all occasionally give nice comments to people they know and trust, regardless of gender. And they do it sensibly, in my opinion. Also, it's not always a compliment about appearances. It's one of the things that attracts me to him. The dinner went well, we thought. My friend's date seemed to hit it off with her. But the next day, my friend texted me this. "You need to tell your husband to stop making comments about other women. That's how affairs start." I told her I disagreed, and she responded,
As someone who is cheated on, trust me, I know. I can't believe you're okay with your husband looking at my dress. I was pissed off for you.
I told her that if she's uncomfortable with him complimenting her, then she can tell him herself and that he'll respect her boundary and wishes. She replied with, eye roll emoji. Don't come crying to me when you catch him with another woman. Red flag emoji. I'm at a complete loss for how to approach this. And then OP posted an update. My husband now knows. Over breakfast, I showed him the text messages. Initially, he just said, "What the hell?" But then he reread them, and I think it got to him a little because his facial expression got more serious and attentive. Then he said, "That's disgusting. You know that I'd never cheat or compliment someone to cheat, right?" I told him, "Yes, of course." He said, "That's all that matters. Don't smell what she's stepping in. She can work on that in therapy."
Okay, lady, you ain't ready to date yet.
She sure is.
You're not ready. You really should not be out there dating yet. You got some things to work off of. And that's why I said that's the caveat to you don't have the right to tell somebody they shouldn't be offended. But the caveat is, unless the people are coming with baggage and they have this thought process that whatever it is that traumatized them, that made them feel bad, that if they see any comparison by somebody else who is just being nice, he complimented the dress.
Not you in the dress, girl.
You're in the dress. He's complimenting the dress, and I don't even think he complimented the dress. He's like, I like the color of that dress. It looks very eloquent. You went to, that's how they start cheating. No, that's not. That's no. That's no. That's not how cheating works. No.
I feel bad for her because she can't, like you said, she's not ready. She needs to process what happened to her. Girl, okay, I know women sometimes say all men cheat, but all men really don't cheat. All men really don't cheat. Girl, just because your man cheated doesn't mean her man is cheated on her. Like, stop. Just stop. Stop. Just don't say nothing no more.
Hey, Foxy, my lovely wife.
Hey, Foxy.
She has baggage and having resolved past relationship issues. Yeah, she's not ready to be out there.
She is just, how's she just gonna jump to the conclusion? He said he liked the color of my dress. He didn't say, wow, your body really shows off that dress. Now that you could say so. That's when you could say, yeah, you went a little bit too far.
Yeah,
girl,
thank you, Foxy. Yeah, if he went and he just looked at you and went, good God, what? Woohoo!
Yeah, like, girl.
Yeah, that may be a sign.
No, that's one step too far.
That's late.
If my wife wasn't here, oops, did I say that out loud? For half a second, I thought the updated story was going to be, so I found out actually my husband is cheating on me.
I thought, okay, here it comes.
There is no second part of this story. Foxy, there's no second part of the story. That's
so Foxy ain't gonna say she would have caught these hands.
No. Oh, well,
I've left that life behind.
No, she hasn't.
I haven't.
No, she hasn't.
I haven't.
She has.
Sound good.
It just sounded good at that moment. Thank you, dear. But no, she has not.
Oh, well.
And I haven't either. I mean, I wouldn't do anything.
She literally jumped. What if he said the opposite? Like, girl, that color and you don't go together. What was she?
She would have still took it as an insult. She would literally took it as an insult.
Maybe she's got a crush on the husband.
No. She just has too much baggage that she got to work out before she started dating again. And I've seen this before, which is why I said you need to work this stuff out. Because then you're going to start insulting the guy. My ex-boyfriend used to wear that cologne. My ex-boyfriend used to have that same hairstyle. My ex-boyfriend used to like that color. My ex-boyfriend used to drive a car like that. It is on and on and on. Like the comparison.
And she went like she's the expert. Like other way. Girl, I as a person that's been cheated on, girl, get in line. Millions of women have been cheated on. Millions of men have been cheated on. You're not in the club by yourself. You're not the expert. Shut up. Oh, goodness.
Ooh. All right, last segment for the hour.
But wait, there's more.
No, there's no more. No, the more was already told. She told the husband said she's out of her mind and let's move on. But no, there's no more. The last segment of the hour. Surrogate wants my husband.
My husband and I have been together for 5 years. We wanted kids, but because of my health problems, this wasn't possible. So we decided to go with the surrogacy. My friend nominated her sister, Brittany, who's 29, and I agreed right away because I know Brittany and the family. We discussed payment, short and long-term plans, counseling, and doctor appointments. We explored IVF, and we chose a private clinic to get it done. Things started changing after Brittany took a pregnancy test. She only told my husband, even though she had both of our phone numbers. She only sent my husband a picture of the test while he was at work and sent me nothing even though I gave her my personal contact info. Things got complicated when Brittany started having access to our credit cards for her own ones, and she claimed they were for our baby's needs. She excluded me from doctor visits and scans and only had my husband go with her. Her excuse was that my husband would drive her and he would have time since I work and I'm unavailable most of the time. I felt really isolated, but I said nothing since I know that she's bearing a lot of the burden, so I had patience. My husband had no idea what was going on or if this was even normal. This was all new to us, so we really didn't know. She's 7 months pregnant at this point, and last week she had us visit to discuss things that I thought we'd previously agreed on. But she said that she changed her mind about them and her mom was there too. I heard Brittany out, and I was shocked when she gave a list of how things should be from now on, since there was a lot of confusion in the past caused by me complaining. She said that she should get a say in things like the baby's name after I deleted the list of names that she sent my husband. She wanted more access to my husband's credit cards. Also, she wanted more time with the baby than we had agreed on. She then wrapped up by saying that only my husband should be with her in the delivery room, and she used the hospital as an excuse. I stood up and firmly stated that I don't agree to her new terms and that she has to stop acting like she's my husband's wife and that this was her baby. My husband didn't speak until Brittany started crying. He asked me to sit down, but I said that I had my boundaries. I reminded Brittany of what her role was here and how she overstepped. Her mom went off on us and said that our daughter was being mistreated when she put herself mentally and physically through the most selfless act for us so we could make a family. She gave up part of her life in those months to give us what we want, and I was acting selfish and ungrateful. She told me to apologize for what I said. Am I the butt?
No, you're not, but this is why you should adopt. Or if you get a surrogate, don't have it be somebody you know. Do not do that. No.
Oh no, that's not a good title for a story. LL, my surrogate wants my husband. So Tracy is saying, no, you're not the a-hole. I am saying that she is the a-hole because this is what happened when you don't tell the whole story.
Yeah, we agreed on paying for the surrogacy like I stated above, so no favors or anything. No, we didn't have a legal contract because my friend said there was no need for us to do that. And she basically talked us out of it since we're considered family, but we had an agreement including paying her. And regarding the question about whether Brittany had kids of her own, Brittany was a single mom of a 4-year-old who passed away from an accident. Brittany had him at a young age, but she always seemed in good mental and physical health.
Yeah, y'all should have got contract. That's your first problem. Secondly, get a surrogate that you don't know.
Y'all stupid. I make the joke, what could possibly go wrong? Here it is. This is what could go wrong. You have no contract, which means you have nothing written in stone of this is what's going to happen. This is how we're going to do
She
things.
could change
You
her mind
agree
and
to
keep
it, I
the
agree
baby.
to it. This woman can change her mind on a whim.
She sure could. It would have every legal right to do
And
so.
apparently has. Number two, I so really want an update on this only for this simple thing. I want to know if you even gonna get the baby. Because you got a woman pregnant who lost her child. Now she's carrying somebody else's child. I want to know if you gonna get the child. Yeah, you the a-hole for being this. I don't even know what to call you. I want to call you stupid, but I don't know if you just this gullible or you
It's the
just.
husband's fault too. It's
I'm
both
going
of
with
them.
all of them. All of them. I'm going with everybody in this story is a butthole. Every last person in this story. The couple, the surrogate, the mama, all of y'all. This was the most
Your wife in here.
unprofessional setup I have ever seen in my life.
Foxy done went crazy in these comments. Like, no, he didn't say that.
God, what is she over here doing it? Okay. This whole story went sideways from the start. No signed documents, agreements. The husband looked sketchy by not saying anything. By
Sure
not saying
do.
anything.
Thank
and
you.
the surrogate mom
He
needs
didn't
to
say
shut up
not
because
one
they
word.
all wrong. If this is how they are starting out as parents, they might want to take up some classes because they dumb as frogs or desperate or both. It's proven it's both. They're proving that they're not bright.
He didn't say not one word.
He just told her to sit down. I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? Sit down. What?
Is he and Brittany got something going? Now this is making me start to wonder.
It does.
Oh Lord, here we go. No, I don't think there's nothing.
He didn't say anything,
Marlon. He saw the tears and didn't know how to react to it. And this
he didn't. He told his wife to sit down. I would have told him, "You shut up. Watch this."
Be honest with you, both of y'all.
I would have had a contract before I started this whole process.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want to about this dude. I honestly don't care because it was so stupid, dude. I'm not gonna offend you, even if you ain't did nothing wrong. And everybody say that you doing something wrong. I'm just gonna sit back and watch them tear you apart. I just don't even care because this was so dumb from the very beginning.
I don't even think the surrogate wanted her husband. I think the surrogate wanted money.
And she
wanted that baby. She wanted that baby.
She wants the money and she wants the baby, and she's using the baby to get the money.
Possibly want the
baby. I think she wants the baby. She lost her 4-year-old child.
Yep.
I said I want to update to even see if she gave them the child.
Because she legally doesn't have to. Them dumb nitwits didn't even have an agreement. Stupid.
No, she don't legally.
And I hate calling people stupid, but boy, if stupid were people, it'd be these two. Who child?
I have no love lost for you, folks. I'm sorry, but y'all, this was.
You setting yourself up for failure. That's why I said adoption. Yes, the child is not your blood relation, but you can definitely love a child that you didn't give birth to. That does not have your DNA. And even they're gonna make you sign contracts.
We're family. Which?
That
By the way, also let me just add this to it. Your sister really did screw you over too by saying we're family, you can trust them and everything else. So,
but you, even if she said, let's just put me in this situation, like I want a child, but let put myself in this situation. The very first thing we doing is calling a lawyer. That's the first thing we're doing. We're gonna have an agreement. And why y'all giving her access to the credit cards? Hello, what if she runs them up and y'all can't pay the? Come on, y'all just stupid.
I told you this husband was wrong for going along with repeatedly being the only
I forgot
one
that part.
doctor visited such with the surrogate and not letting the wife come along. Yeah, I agree. So
she texted
him
the pictures and not her. That's why I'm sitting here thinking, oh, he's got me wondering if something's going on between him and Britt, because that don't sit right with me at all.
I got another thing to think about, Tracy. You, even if you don't care about the surrogate, now I'm talking about the husband. Even if the husband don't care about the surrogate, we definitely know that you care a lot more about that child than your wife. You are definitely making sure that the child is healthy. You don't give a damn about your wife.
You sure do, because he should have been like, no, I'm not going to come by myself. I'm going to bring her to the appointment because she's the mother. What are you talking about? He was like, okay, let's do this.
Okay. I'm out. I'll drive. All right, everybody. That is our first hour. We're surprising enough because me and Tracy are the ones who usually have shorter shows, but we're almost up on the first hour, so we did pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and take a slightly early break, i.e. 8 minutes early. So can we really call that early? So we're going to take an early break to reboot and refresh, and we'll see everybody on the other side with more stories, including Am I the A-hole? And Foxy's videos of the week. 3-minute break. Stay tuned.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. Finally, I always daydreaming, never imagined I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free.
are back, and as always, let's go ahead and pay those bills. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/a better Tracy Media page. Help support Tracy in all of her endeavors. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/complex mind. Help support Diaz in all of his endeavors. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/radical truth to power, exactly where it's spelled, capital R, capital T, capital T, capital P. Help support me in all of my endeavors. Please do not forget to go to Anna Hart's website, forellietc.com. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should. And as always, if you need to reach me, you can do so at radtp@outlook.com. That's RADTP@outlook.com. Like I said, it only took me 3 years. Am I the a-hole? So because I don't have a Mafia video of the week and because I don't have a real or nah, I actually have 2 Am I the A-hole stories.
Didn't we just
Now,
do that?
yeah, well, the first one I was just having stories. This one is Am I the A-hole stories. It's kind of hard to break up the segments now when I'm just showing Reddit stories. So, yeah. This is the real Am I the A-hole stories. The other one was just a warm-up to it. And to be honest with you, it really is a warm-up to it because one story is like very disrespectful. The first story that I'm going to play is like very disrespectful. The second story is cringy. So let's go ahead and go from least to worst. My twin brother's surprise party.
Will I be the bad guy for not attending my twin's brother's surprise birthday dinner when I was only invited as a guest? Wait, what? Twin brother's surprise birthday dinner. Invited as a guest? So I'm a twin. My brother and I hang out all the time and we're super close. In a few days, it's our 25th birthday. And for clarity, we're both twin boys. We share the same friend group, and we're all really close and have been since school. He has a close group of girlfriends, about 5 of them, who I've also known for many years. I'd say they've gotten closer with him in recent years, but we're all still good friends and socialize often together. Now, I've been added to a group chat labeled, My Brother's Name Surprise Dinner. It's a surprise birthday dinner for my twin brother organized by one of the girls in that group, and they invited me as a guest. One of them also said in the group that it would be nice to see you as well, so I just feel like an afterthought. I wouldn't really have minded if the girls wanted to organize a surprise birthday evening exclusively for my brother and themselves, but they've also invited my partner and some of my brother's and I's closest friends. This feels inconsiderate and quite upsetting, as I can't understand why I would be invited to my literal twin brother's surprise birthday dinner with me only invited as a guest, since it's also my birthday and it involves all of our friends. My girlfriend also found this action to be extremely rude and wondered why this girl didn't just reach out to her. Then the 2 of them could have organized a surprise involving both of us instead, or have just involved both my brother and I and left the surprise element out of it. In the chat, it's clearly stated that we're all expected to arrive at one time, while my brother is due to arrive 20 minutes later. The thought of attending this party makes me feel weird, because it's just a celebration for his birthday, when him and I are literally born on the same day. This is not new information to the organizer. Also, every year, my brother and I do something together because we want to and because we have the same friends. Last year, our friends and my girlfriend set up a massive dinner for our birthday to which everyone was invited, including this girl group. So now, I'm at a crossroads. I don't know whether or not to attend. On the one hand, if I don't go, I'll feel left out because our mutual friends are going. But on the other hand, if I do go, I'll feel like I'm letting myself be disrespected, and I'll likely feel uncomfortable because it feels like only my brother is being celebrated. So, will I be the bad guy if I took a stand and just didn't go? Then OP clarifies in an edit. My girlfriend has just checked the chat, and the organizer booked the dinner for 10 people and a set menu. There are currently 11 people attending, excluding my girlfriend and I. If we went, this would make it way over capacity. Now we really aren't sure if we should go, because what if we turn up and there's no room? This makes it slightly more awkward, as we may not be able to just pull up a chair and join. Also, the dinner's tomorrow.
I want to make sure I got this right, because maybe I'm not the brightest of people, so I'm just gonna kind of chop this story. So they twin brothers, born the same day. They got the same friends. So these group of mean girls adds him to a chat.
You know what? You got it right there because you called them mean girls, so you know exactly. You got the story right.
They add the other brother to the chat for a surprise party for the other twin, and they knew their birthday. I say show up. There's a third option. There is a third option they could go with, but I'm gonna let you go first before I say what my third option is.
I'm telling my brother. I
wasn't thinking about that one. I would ask them, you do know that we're twins, right? What
that too? But I'm telling my brother.
Yep, yeah, I didn't think about that one.
Hey, I got two bits of news for you. I got some good news and some bad news. The good news is it's a surprise party for your birthday. The bad news is it's a surprise party for only your birthday. How you want to handle this? Because apparently these two are really tight. You know, it's surprising enough, there are some twins that are really tight with each other. These sound like they're pretty tight. So yeah, I'm gonna go to my brother and go, explain to me what the hell is going on. Why they having a surprise party for just you for your birthday?
I'm going to the organizer because I want to know what's her problem.
I'm going to the organizer too, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get much out of her.
Oh, I forgot. How you gonna forget?
I'm pretty sure that the organizer already have this set up elaborate thing that she feels more closer to that brother than the other brother.
Yeah, or I ain't buying that because, like he said, she could have just left him out of the chat and just had a surprise party for just him.
She probably thought it was cool. She probably thought it was a great idea. She probably thought it was a wonderful idea.
There's no way that you're going to plan a party for one twin and then you know they're twins, you're going to plan a party for one and not the other. That doesn't even make sense.
Yep.
Yeah, these group of mean girls got together and said, hey, we don't even like you. You're just our friend because he is, basically.
Yes. The only reason, and here's the funny thing about it is, if you look at the story of how it was said, it's not even all the friends. It seems like there's like a set within a set. So you have all their friends, because that's who they invited. But there is a group within that set of friends who apparently thought it was a great idea just to invite the one brother, the one twin brother.
Well, why did they have to add the other brother to the chat? He would have never known anything about it. They stupid. They're stupid.
One is they're mean. They're trying to get back at the other brother. They try to say, hey, this is our way of saying that we like your brother more than we like you.
Which they could have really come out and said that.
Or B, again, they think there's nothing wrong with what they're doing.
You cannot possibly think that, Marlon. There's no way. They're I don't know if they're identical. They're twins. You know their birthday's the same day. If you didn't want the other twins, just don't put them in the chat. Don't just leave them out. If you say, okay, we like this brother better than this brother, just leave the other brother out the chat. He would never have known about it.
Oh, he's gonna know about it.
Well, the other brother would have told him.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying he would have known about the planning. It's like they spitefully did it. Like, yeah, we're going to make sure you really know. We're going to make sure you understand what the dynamic of this relationship is.
We're going to let you know that even if on if as small as I could possibly make this, we're just letting you know that we like your brother so much more than we like you, that we're going to throw a party for you but we want you to know you're invited to it because you his brother.
No, they said if the party was for the brother. They said you're invited to whatever the brother's name is party. They didn't say nothing about the other, so they let him know, hey, this is for him. This ain't got to do with you.
They invited the other brother.
They invited him, but they didn't put his name in the invitation.
No.
That's letting them know,
we like the brother so much that we're throwing a surprise party for him, and we want you, twin brother, to come.
Who has the same birthday?
So what's the
what
big
I
deal?
would have did? I would go to the party. I would say, hey, bro, listen, we both go and we both walk out, and tell them mean girls to go find themselves.
Because it's Sunday.
No, because they really lost. They really are lost.
No, I'm talking about to go find themselves because it's Sunday. So you can't go find yourselves.
Yeah, I could tell I really wanted to say something else, but I'm just not.
She's not that type of person. I truly appreciate it. Please don't be that type of person.
But you can, yo.
I'm not going to do your dirty work. No, I'm not going to do it.
Yep, I'd have showed up. I'm like, look, this is what we do. I would tell them. Yep, I do. Yep, I tell them. I said, look, this is what we do. We show up in clown. Oh, I would go all the way. Oh, I would go all the way there.
Wow. All right, let's move on from just utterly pissed off because again, that was so effed up for that.
Disrespectful.
This one right here, though, Tracy, I have no words for it. I mean, I do, of course, obviously I do, because I got a big mouth, but
no.
Woo!
I'm shocked.
Every last one of the people on here got a big mouth. Every last one of us. Anna, who was the quietest person on the show, is not the quietest person on the show anymore. We're all equally loud. So, yeah, you can't know me anymore. We're all up there now. And stop taking my move, thief. So we're going from that's really, really bad to this is just really, really cringy. But I have a caveat, as always, to the end of this.
Me and my sister used to be close, but when I was 5 and she was 7, I got sick up until I was 15. Because I was sick, my parents often stopped her from doing normal things because of me. At first, I was okay with her doing kid stuff. But at one point, I got bitter and kind of guilt-tripped my parents and her to make her stay with me all the time. I did that up until I was 12. After that, I noticed that it was leading to a strain in our relationship and her hating me. I tried to get back on her good side because she was no longer enthusiastic to stay with me, like before when we would play games and she would sing and do things with me. I tried to convince my parents to make her do stuff with me because she would come back from school, then spend 5 to 7 hours with me, then go home. And that cycle would repeat itself. But my parents still insisted on it, and I thought that I was being brave, even though I would beg them to let her have a life. When I turned 15, I had surgery and I was doing better, but I was still dealing with some side effects from the drugs that I was taking, but that only lasted a year. At this point, my parents finally let my sister do things that she wanted to do. This was like midway through her junior year, but the damage was already done. She had stopped communicating with me and my parents entirely. Like, we'd sit down to dinner, and she'd only say one word to my parents and then lock the door to her room. And she didn't even have any friends. My sister told that to my aunt, and my aunt told my parents because she was worried about my sister's mental health. My parents tried to do family therapy before she left for college, but she still doesn't communicate. She can literally spend a whole month without saying a single word to anyone. When she went to college, she cut off our parents and me. She changed her number and everything. Last year, after doing some research, I found her on Instagram. She seems much happier on Instagram. Then I found out which university she goes to and applied there. I want to rekindle our relationship now that she seems to be in a better mental space. Last semester, I contacted her through her university email and told her that we could meet for coffee. She ignored all of my emails. This year, I decided to be more direct, so I went to her student organization and told her hi. She ignored me, but her friends asked who I was, and I told them I was her sister, and they seemed surprised because she didn't mention me. She then told me that we could go to a cafe, and she chewed me out for picking this university, which she referred to as her safe place. I'm now feeling like I may have gone about this the wrong way, but at the same time, I just wanted us to be close again. Am I the bad guy?
Yes. Yes, you are. Yes, stalker, you are.
I literally named this story Stalker's Sister, but I was like, I don't want to give this, I don't want to give the story away, but way to go, Tracy. Yeah.
Gonna do all that reason. Girl, let her have her space. She'll come, if she comes around, it's not your fault. But what happened is basically the parents. Well, it's not really anybody's fault. It's not
It's
really.
kind of your fault too. It's kind of her fault because she said she guilted her parents into forcing her to
But she
spend
was
time with her.
12. She was 12. She was a child. I'm gonna give her the grace and say she was a child.
She knew she guilted. She knew she went out her way to guilt trip them. So 12 or not, she knew what she was doing.
But she's gotta give the sister space. But girl, you done stalked this girl, done went to her Instagram account, done applied to the same university. Girl, leave it alone. She don't want to talk to you. It's okay. Move on. If she maybe it'll take some years before she can forgive you. But girl, stop with the stalking or open a detective agency. Stop it. Oh my goodness.
Here's the deal. This is why I said what I said. That I had something at the end.
Wait a minute. But wait, there's more.
Oh, there's no more. And you
It gets
can't
worse.
do that. You literally take the fun out of doing that.
No, because I hate to be fooled. But
No.
wait, it gets worse.
No, there's no more of those stories. Just to cover all my tracks. No. And even if it was, I'm not gonna tell you. You stole your sister's childhood. So let's start there. That's why she acted the way that she acted. You stole her childhood. Now you want to steal her adulthood. To me, and it's just my thought, it's just my feeling. I always try to put myself in the place of the person to get a feeling of what's going on. You are basically telling her, you're going to be friends with me. Even if I have to find you at a university, even after you changed the number on purpose to be away from us, even if you did everything to get away from us, I'm going to make you be my sister again. Just like you did when you was a kid. So that's why I said I can't, that's why I said, Tracy, I can't take away, well, she was just a kid when she knew what she was doing. And why do I know that? Because she's doing it again. She's literally doing it again. She's literally saying, I'm lonely. I want my sister. So I'm going to force you to be my sister. All the way to the point of going to the same college you go to.
She found her Instagram account. Dang, girl, how did you do that?
Find the Instagram account. Found her campus email. Find where she was at on the campus. Introduced herself to her friends and colleagues. Yeah, you need to let this go.
That's why I said she should open up a detective agency because she found out some information that's hard to find. That email, like girl, them skills, you shouldn't waste them skills. Don't waste them.
Yeah, it is. Lady, I'm sorry. Something wrong with you.
Like she don't want you to be a part of her life. Accept it, go to therapy, but
And that's the thing. And that's the funny thing about it is she may come back into your life. She just may need some years away from you. Something may trigger where, okay, I'll give them a second chance, we'll talk and everything like that. But you just like, no, I want what I want and I want it now.
and I'm glad she chewed her out too.
This is just a sad story. It is. It
This
really
isn't
is.
sad. This is pathetic. That girl is a stalker. It ain't healthy to be like that. It's not.
Like I said, I try to put myself in the footsteps of the people that we read about or we listen to. And it just really feels like I'm going to make you be my sister again. I'm going to make us be close again, no matter what. And it almost, if I had to be a real a-hole about it, Tracy, which I'm really not trying to be, it's almost like you want to go out of your way to make her life miserable. And the only reason I even say that is because I saw her on Instagram and she looks a whole lot happier.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, you ain't catch that? That she's happier away from you people? And now you going out of your way to go. And I know what your thought process is. I'm just being the a-hole and digging under the layers. Your thought process is, oh, well, she seems a whole lot happier. So maybe this is a good time to get back in touch with her. B, I look at you like, hey, she's a whole lot happier. Let me see if I can fix that.
No, I don't see it like that. I think the sister stalker said, well, she's happy. Maybe she's in a good place. Maybe I can rekindle this relationship. That's the way I choose to see it. I don't think the sister said, let me ruin her life. Although ultimately that's what she did, but I don't think she said
you ruined her. Yeah, you ruined her childhood, and she's trying to make sure you don't ruin her life. So that's why she went off at you at the cafe. And the funny thing about it is, and she went off on me. So now I'm thinking, maybe I am the a-hole.
You think?
When did you figure this out? After she had to go off on you at the cafe?
Sometimes that's what it takes. Once that person blows their top, then it's like, oh, I didn't get it before.
Oh, maybe this is it. Or, oh, maybe I need to chill out so she can stop cussing me out in public.
And young parents, I can't even put myself in their position because I don't know, like when you have one child that's sick and one child is what, you have to have a balance. Yes, you have to pay attention to the child that has the illness or the disease or whatever. But you can't neglect the other child and force them to be with the child that's sick. I don't know where they thought that was a good idea. So ultimately, she kind of yelled at the wrong people because that's a mommy daddy type of yell, not a sister yell. Although the sister was manipulative, she did manipulate her parents, but her parents let themselves be manipulated by a child.
Right. You have to balance something. We want our kids to be close, but you can't force them to be close. It doesn't work that way. It's an organic thing. You try to do things together, but I'll even give you a trick on how to get kids to be close. It's not really a trick, but if you want to say it's a trick, so be it. To get your kids close, go on family outings.
Right.
Go do things that the one child wants to do. Go do things the other child wants to do. And if one of the children complain about it, you go, hey, look, we did what you wanted to do. Now it's their time to do something that they want to do. Sooner or later, we're going to go back to doing what you want to do and vice versa. You can't control everything. And as time goes on, they start to realize that they start liking the same things. They get closer. They start playing together. But here's the deal. How do you mess all that up? When obviously you only want to do what makes one of the children happy.
And you forget all about the other child, and then force that child to be with the. Again, they let that child manipulate them. Period.
And it worked. I'm learning that parents obviously have favorites who knew.
And y'all be lying when y'all say, "I don't have no favorites." Like, yes, y'all do.
I
Because
don't
see,
have a favorite.
I'm not a parent, so I don't have any favorites.
I don't have a favorite. I honestly
Parents
don't
have
have a favorite.
favorites. They do have favorite children.
I honestly don't have a favorite.
I can honestly say I can pick something out of each one of our kids that I would like that trait.
Yeah.
Y'all
I mean,
got favorites.
I don't have a favorite because here's
They're all the favorites.
I'm gonna tell y'all a story real quick.
Oh, now don't go with that one. Oh, not that they're all the favorites. Oh, no, not that one.
No, they're not all the favorites. I'm just gonna tell
Because
you.
I can pick something out of each kid that I would like to have that trait as an adult.
Yeah. But here's the deal. This is what happened last week. I think Foxy's the only one I told the story to. Obviously, I only have one biological child. I have four
bonus children,
which I don't even want to use that, and four non-binary children.
Non-binary, or do you mean biological?
Not
said binary.
Non-biological.
Binary.
Biological children. But by this time, everybody knows those really are my kids. So we was at the cookout, and I was introduced to somebody I didn't know. So usually the outside family, Foxy, my son-in-law, my daughter, they know them. So that's how I introduce myself to them. Oh, I'm Foxy's husband. Oh, I'm my son-in-law's father-in-law. Oh, XYZ is my daughter. Now, as soon as I said XYZ is my daughter, they went, oh, you know what? She kind of resembles you. I can see it. She kind of looks like you. And I was so close to going, she's my step. But then I thought to myself, no, well, let me finish this in. The first thing I thought about was, she's my stepchild, my biological child. But I had to think this. What would I get out of saying that statement to her?
And you do know people start looking similar. Some people do say that when you hang around, like when you're around people, you start to look around. Like
they started, and apparently she saw something. So I was like,
let her see it.
Whatever.
And apparently Marlon's children don't have names. Because he just calls his children XYZ.
I would always protect my kids' names. No. You're never going to know my kids' names. No.
I know your children's names.
You are the only one, and I like for you to keep it that way, too.
I mean, I'm not going to say anything, but I'm like, I know your children's name. But I've been like, well, which child is he talking about?
The oldest daughter.
Oh, okay.
Basically, the only one that's married. Why that just popped in my head? The only one that's married. So I was like, yeah. So that's why I said I can't have a favorite. I really don't, because there are some things. And Foxy is being nice because she's a nice one in our group. She has a favorite because she sees little tendencies of theirs that she would love to have an adult. I'm on the other end. All of y'all have tendencies that get on my damn nerves, and none of y'all are my favorite. Sorry, but not sorry. Even if I was to sit there and go, you the favorite, there are some tendencies that get on my nerve. And as soon as I say the other person is my favorite, they got something that gets on my nerves too. None of y'all my favorite.
Hey, Merlin, I bet you get on their nerves.
I supposed to. I earned that right. I told them I was going to do it when they become an adult. I got stories out the wazoo on them, and I used them. What you going to do? Get on my nerve? I'm getting payback. The highest reward to be step bonus parents when you are great parents and do right by the child. And we have. And we have. I've never let my child.
Better than the Brady Bunch.
No one is better than the Brady Bunch. The most unrealistic TV show ever.
I'm like, how come them girls call him dad? Okay, maybe. And they called her mom. And they changed, and the three girls changed their last name to Brady for no apparent reason. I'm like, huh?
The most unrealistic TV.
And
It just so happened we got enough to raise 6 children on one income.
And a maid. A living maid.
And a maid. And a living maid. So, hey. What'd you say? Brady Bunch is rich. Yeah. You know the funny thing about it? Did you ever always discover that you never really knew what their job was?
No, he was an architect.
Oh, he was.
You can tell I watched the show because I immediately knew it. I'm like, he was an architect.
Okay.
Because he built that one building, and that's how they went to Kings Island. They brought him to. I'm sorry, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No business knowing that much about that.
I do. I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Y'all forgive me. I'm sorry.
There's no forgiveness in it. I feel so sorry for you.
I mean, I just was like, yeah, and that's why they brought him to Cincinnati so he could build the park.
I'm going to save you right now, Tracy.
Please do.
Foxy's videos of the week. Since we're already on the topic of parenting, I found a good parenting advice. No, I'm not joking this time like I did the other things because apparently nobody likes jokes. But this is good parenting advice that if you're new to the show and you need to hear how parenting really is, really good parenting. This is good parenting advice.
Something you'll get a lot of hate for if you say it out loud.
Your job as a parent is to not be your child's friend until they're grown. Your job as a parent is to run out of jobs. You do your kids' dishes until they're able to do it, then you don't do it for them anymore. You do your kids' laundry until they're able to do it themselves, and then you don't do it for them anymore. You pay their bills when they're teenagers until they have a job and they're able to pay it for themselves, and then you do not pay them anymore. Your job as a parent is to teach your kids how to live without you. And not many are blessed enough to have this. But once they're grown and you're out of jobs, then they can be your best friend.
I disagree with that entirely. I was doing laundry at like 3-4 years. What is she talking about?
You did it all since you was a kid?
Yes.
And when you learned how to do it, they stopped doing it for you?
No, I was doing it. Only thing I didn't do was cook. I washed dishes. I took out the trash. I swept under the floor.
Okay.
And I was under 5 years old.
And they didn't do it for you anymore.
Yeah, but I was young. She's making it sound like these are grown kids she talking about. I'm like, huh? What?
No. You do stuff for your kids until they learn how to do it themselves.
Or you teach them how to do it so you don't have to. I mean, you teach them how to do it.
Of course, that's the same thing. You teach them how to do stuff on their own. But here's my whole mentality of always raising the kids. And my mom used to say it to me when I was little until I grew up to understand exactly what she meant. When I used to ask my mom for stuff, it didn't matter what it was. It didn't matter what it was. It was the same step. She always used to say, what would you do if I wasn't here? And I'm a young kid, so I'm going, I don't know how to answer that question because you're here. What she was saying is, if I'm not here, what would you do? Would you still be sick? Would you ask somebody else, or would you figure out how to get it yourself? So that's how I always treated every child. Figure it out yourself. I know there are going to be some things that you don't know because you don't have the experience in it. But some things is just like, I know you don't have the experience, and no, you're just being lazy and want somebody to figure it out for you. Or, yeah, you try to see if you know what you need to do, but you try to figure out, do I have an easier route for you? Which if I do, it depends on if it's going to help you or not in the long run. But if it's not going to help you out in the long run, and this is just a temporary thing, I don't know what to do. I have no idea what you're going to do. I teach them, every child, to think for themselves, and it worked. It really worked. I got a scientist and a business owner in the family. It worked. Because you learn to take care of yourself. You learn to think by yourself. You learn what to do and what not to do when me and Foxy are not here. Now, on occasions, they still come to me and ask me for advice. They still come to Foxy and ask for advice. I have no idea, to the point, and Foxy may be surprised when I say this, that I have no idea why they do it, as if me and Foxy don't ever talk to each other and we don't know that they're asking for advice and stuff like that. Like, but don't tell Mama. But don't tell Marlon. Like, yeah, we've been married for almost 20 years. That's not how this works. But okay, I won't tell them. But you have to train your kids as if you're not there. That's the only way. My worst fear is what happens if I'm not there. That has always been my worst fear. If I'm not there to bail them out, if I'm not there to give them advice, I feel like I failed them because I didn't train them enough, raise them enough, however you want to put it. I know people that don't like saying training because they're not dogs, they're not pets.
Yeah, I would say, I'd be the one to say that.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't. That's so cringy to me because I feel like I failed them when I don't put enough experience in them to deal with anything that comes their way. And I'm not there no more, period. Literally, I'm dead. I'm gone. So, yeah, I get on their nerves, and yeah, they'll get over it. Excellent advice. I have a better relationship with my adult kids than I did when I was raising them. We talk every single day, most of them. They do. They have a group chat. This, as a husband, is so irritating because they're so close. They have a group chat.
It's important.
Yeah, whatever.
5 children total or 6 children total?
5 total.
3 girls, 2 boys, or 3 boys, 2 girls?
3 girls, 2 boys.
Yeah, I thought I had the number right.
I'm not that parent. I listen to their ideas. I give them the pros and cons, and I leave the decision up to them. Yeah. We got to keep it real, though. Most kids ain't going to do with all these responsibilities immediately after learning them the first time. I think the age can vary depending on new responsibilities, and that's true. Tracy, I'm sorry, but you the outlier. I'm not letting kids wash clothes at 4.
I mean,
I'm just not. You're just.
I'm like, okay. Of
And I'm gonna
course,
tell you
we
the funny
didn't
thing
have a
about
washing
it.
machine. Of course, we didn't have a washing machine. We had to wash them by hand. But that's a whole different, that's a whole different story.
But here's the funny thing about it, though, Tracy. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with. I just think you're too young to be doing that, and I should be doing that stuff. It has everything to do with. I don't want your 14-year-old butt around my washing machine. 4. I don't want your 4-year-old butt around my washing machine. I think you're gonna tear it up. I don't. That's
Well, we
okay.
didn't have a we didn't have a
I
washing
understand,
machine.
but I'm talking about modern day right now. Nah, we
Oh
good.
shoot. They'll climb into the
Mm-mm.
wash. They'll climb into the dryer. You be like, wait a
Uh,
minute.
right. I just want to make sure it was washing. Nah, no, I'm good. And I got grandkids, and I guarantee you, I got one who would, bless his heart, he would literally crawl into the washing machine because Spider-Man. I don't know. Right, Parker. Most wouldn't open up, but we always try to keep the door open, even if they messed up. It wasn't the end of the world. And that's another thing you have to. There's always an answer. Now, I know I'm saying it as flat as I possibly can, and oh my goodness, and blah blah blah, and you make it so easy. No, there always is an answer. That doesn't mean that the answer is easy. There's an answer to all issues that you have. I ain't say the answer is gonna be. It ain't gonna be easy. You're gonna have to go through some things, bro. You're gonna have to go through some things, sis. That's the way it is. But that's an answer. And you ain't gonna get it when you want it. Nothing is like that. But there's always an answer. So yeah. When I tell you it ain't, when Foxy says it's not the end of the world, it's not the end of the world. There's an answer to everything. You may not like the answer. It may not be easy, something for you to do. But it's an answer. Now you can sit there, moan and groan and pout and spout and everything else, but I will give you the advice of you can either sit there and do all your complaining now, or you can go ahead and get started, and at very least 6 months, a year from now, you be halfway there. Now, what you want to do? Because at a certain point, I'm just going to look at you with a blank stare and start thinking about what I need to do tomorrow at work. Because I already done said what I had to say, so there's nothing more. So, yeah.
The joys of parenthood.
It is when they grown. All right.
And they keep trying to talk me into it. Like, stop. If y'all can hear what y'all saying, I'm like, boy, they submit my decision. They putting that in stone.
Yeah, you finna get a house, so.
No, it only has 2 rooms. No. Oh.
Right. One room is for you.
And one room is my office /podcast /49er room. Don't. I would literally cry if I had a baby at this age. Oh, I'd be crying. I would literally cry. Just sit there and just cry.
Tears of joy.
No, I'd be crying like, how the heck did I let this happen? What was I doing?
Oh Lord, that'd be so funny.
Be 68, my child 18. Is that your grandmother? No, that's my mom. She had me when she was 50. No, that is not cute. And my aunts have babies in their later age. Oh no. Oh no.
What was the last one? The dude was in his 50s?
No, because men can father children well into their 70s. Because Robert De Niro is just a father to his 7 children.
It still don't make it less cringy, Tracy. Sorry. When you in your 50s and your kid ain't even double digits, like
what's scarier is when you're 36 and you're a great grandmother. That scares. I'm sorry, that scares me.
That too. I'll give that to you. When you in your 30s.
And you a grandparent? Nah, wait a minute. What, huh? No, I would literally cry. Y'all would see me coming on here with tears.
Or better yet, 3 generations staying in the same house. The grandma, the mama, and the daughter. Or the daddy, you know what I mean. Either way, 3 generations staying all in the same house.
Nah. Yeah. 2 rooms. I got 2 rooms only. No. Yeah. My sleeping room and a podcast room. That's it.
Well, the only thing I can say is make sure when you adopt that you're a 49ers fan, because I don't want you fighting. And I'm just joking, because if you literally do adopt and the first question out of your mouth is, what's your favorite football team, is one of the questions on the questionnaire.
No, they won't even let you ask it, or do they?
Next video.
Like, what do they? What do they?
I don't know.
I be like, in this house, we 49er fan. You can go on outside with that other man. Nah, in this here house where I pay it. Oh no, no.
That's sad.
No, it's not.
I'd rather you not be a fan of my team, really. So that way, when my team play your team, I got somebody to pick on if we win, which is rare. But anyway, let's move on, because we actually do it pretty good. We beat 10 o'clock, which is funny because I have nothing to do tomorrow. But still. So the next one. Oh yeah.
Now, Parker, you just said that all the way.
Yeah,
as long as they not basketball. Oh
either,
no,
yeah.
not basketball, golf, soccer, tennis, race car. No. I could live with you not being a 49 fan because I could work with, but the basketball. No, you got to go. Bye. See you. No, won't tolerate it. No.
I'll be the person that flies to Indiana and pick out a child for you, only for you to learn that they're a pro wrestling fan.
That wouldn't bother me because at least I know wrestling is fake.
Really?
That would not bother me because I liked wrestling when I was a child. A child.
Yeah. You also used to eat
girl.
And I used to eat cereal when I was a child.
No, you can still eat cereal as an adult.
You can still watch wrestling.
But cereal's not fake. Wrestling is.
Cereal is a kid's meal.
I'm a grown woman and I eat cereal.
I'm a grown man and I watch wrestling. We can go back and forth on this.
Wrestling is fake. Cereal is real. Wrestling is fake.
Still fun to me. Oh, look who decided to show up at the last second. If my wife would allow it, I'd adopt a child 7 to 10 years.
Boy or girl? Listen to me. Boy or girl? Hey, sis. But boy or girl?
All right, y'all. Next video, just an old-fashioned diss. You know, when you finna get into a fight. I just found it funny because I never heard this diss before. But an old-fashioned diss.
I need you to keep my name out your mouth.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What are you doing?
7, 8. I'm trying to play hide go seek so I can go find who the fuck you talking to.
I don't want to laugh at that because I should be better than.
I haven't heard that. That's the first time I ever saw that one. That was funny as crap to me. But I've never heard that before, but that's pretty good. That's a pretty good one. Last video of the night. This is for Foxy and everybody else who that was funny. Laughing emoji. People literally say that. Laughing emoji. Roll your eyes emoji. You don't have to do that. It's LOL. I get it. This is for Foxy and everybody else who likes corny jokes. Last video of the night.
Dave was bragging to his boss. You know, I know everyone that there is to know. His boss called his bluff. Oh yeah, I bet you don't know Tom Cruise. Yeah, I know Tom. We go way back and I can prove it. They hop on a plane, they fly to Hollywood, they go to Tom Cruise's house, knock on the door. Tom answers and says, Dave, great to see you. Come on in, let's have a couple of cold beers. When they leave Tom Cruise's house, the boss is still skeptical. All right, maybe you just got lucky, but I bet you don't know the president. Yeah, I know the president. We're old buddies too. They hop on the plane, they go to Washington, they're touring the White House when the president walks by and spots Dave. Hey, Dave, great to see you. Come on in for a couple of cold beers before I head into a meeting. When they leave the White House, the boss is shooken but still not 100% convinced. All right, last one. I bet you don't know the Pope. Yeah, I know the Pope, and I can prove that too. They hop on a plane, they go to Rome, they're standing outside the Vatican with the masses when Dave says, the Pope will never spot me from this far away. But I know all the guards and they'll let me through, and then I'll come out onto the balcony with the Pope. And then Dave disappears into the masses. A half an hour later, he emerges on the balcony with the Pope. But by the time he returns to his boss, it was too late. His boss had a heart attack and was surrounded by paramedics. When Dave made it to his boss's side, he said, what happened? His boss looks up and says, it was the last straw. You came out on the balcony with the Pope, and the guy next to me yelled, hey, who the fuck is out on the balcony with Dave?
Get it. Hold on. Who's the guy on the balcony with Dave?
Who was Dave supposed to go on the balcony with?
The Pope.
Okay, so they knew the Dave before they knew the Pope.
Oh, okay. Now, okay, I'm like, I didn't get it.
Lord have mercy. Corny jokes of the week. I think I'm gonna make that a thing too if I can find a corny joke of the week.
Don't do that.
Why? Because you ain't getting them?
Yes, because I want to be left out.
Probably a girl, because that's all I know. I wouldn't want my girls to ever think I regret not having a son because I did.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, brother.
That is nice, because some men
that's nice. Good joke. I love the corny jokes. She does. She really does love corny jokes.
You like those jokes that come off of the bubble gum?
Probably.
What did she say?
You like those jokes that come off the bubblegum wrappers when we was younger?
Yeah, I did.
Corny looks. Okay, so the other joke that you told me the other day, is that old enough now? About 50 Cent.
Oh, yeah. I put the answer out there, though.
Okay, so anybody out there who's listening, here's the corny joke that was told.
Okay.
What do 50 Cent do when he's hungry?
He eats?
I'll wait to see if anybody can answer. Everybody that's in the group right now, what do 50 Cent do when he's hungry?
What did he do? When 50 Cent was hungry, what did he do? Yeah.
When 50 Cent was hungry, what do he do?
He borrowed 50 cents and ate a $1 meal. I don't know.
There's nobody said anything.
They just as lost as I am. I'm like, okay.
Wow. When 50 Cent is hungry, what does he do? What did he do?
What did he do? Oh my gosh, I feel really stupid.
I'm gonna put the answer in the chat.
No, I already put it.
He already put it. 58.
Yeah.
It's something wrong with y'all. It's something really wrong with y'all. Y'all was truly made for each other, because boy, I never would have got that.
You told me that joke, and I actually kind of laughed because I'm like, 58. I'm like, oh, come on. I can't even call it a corny joke. That was actually kind of funny. Kind of. Not hilariously ha-ha falling off my chair funny.
Crack me up.
Changing it up a little bit. Tracy, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find all of my videos at tracymediallc.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, and of course our new group.
I'm assuming you're LGBTQ until you come out.
That is our show for tonight. We will see everybody next weekend. And until next time, we will see you when we see you.
58.
58. Trump eats Big Macs. That's dope too.